Good morning, Nikki. You're in Crete now. Morning, everybody. Thank you for joining this morning. Um, Welcome to this morning's meditation. I will bring each other into this day slowly with love and presence. And if you're just joining us, please say hi and where you're joining, where you're tuning in from. It's quite cold here this morning. There's a real chill, winter chill in the air, so I'm wrapped up in some blankets now to put some more on. I hope you're all feeling rested and relaxed. And it's a half an hour session, and I've actually set my alarm. So we will be sticking to the allocated time. And as I've just said, if you're joining now, just say hi and let me know where you're tuning in from. And we're going to start by reading, getting a collection of books here now. I'm going to start by reading today's date from Opening Doors Within by Eileen Cady. That's this little book. And Eileen was the founder of the Findhorn spiritual community in Scotland. Morning, John. Morning, AD. Hi, Nikki. AD, are you with Nikki then in Crete? That's a coincidence. I think you guys live near each other. So, October the 31st. There is more to faith than sitting back and leaving everything to me. You have your part to play, for according to your faith, be it unto you. When your complete faith and trust are in me, then anything is possible. Live by faith and demonstrate my laws for all souls to see. Let us work as one, live as one, be as one. I in you and you in me. When you fully understand that I can do anything, then you realize that you can do anything, for I am working in and through you. Nothing will get done unless you take action and do it. I am within you, and you are in my hands, and you are my hands and feet. Dedicate those hands and feet to me, to my service, so that there is nothing to hold up the work, and everything runs smoothly. See that you work in perfect harmony and rhythm with my laws, and behold, wonder upon wonder come about, and give eternal thanks for everything. Morning, Kelly. Morning, Catherine. That was today's reading from Opening Doors Within by Eileen Cady. I'm also going to read a passage from A Guide for the Advanced Soul to start our day with as well. So these are morning contemplations. I know this book is backwards when I show it you. It's A Guide for the Advanced Soul, a book of insight. Susan Hayward. I've had this since 1997. And I was given it on my birthday by my mum, and that's sweet. Oh, so I've just opened it, and interestingly enough, this is one of there's a few favourites in here, but this one is by Bhagwan Shree Rajneesh, who you may also know as Osho. One has just to be oneself. That's my basic message. The moment you accept yourself as you are, all burdens, all mountainous burdens simply disappear. Then life is a sheer joy, a festival of lights. Morning, Thomas. At any moment I could start being a better person, but which moment should I choose? That one's by Ashley. Brilliant. So I'll read one more from A Guide for the Advanced Soul. Life is like a wild tiger. You can either lie down and let it lay its paws on your head, or sit on its back and ride it. Ride the wild tiger. And one more. One cannot conquer the evil in himself by resisting it, but by transmuting its energies into other forms. The energy that expresses itself in the form of evil is the same energy which expresses itself in the form of good, and thus the one may be transmuted into the other. That's by Charles Henry Mackintosh. So now we'll go back to the book that I was reading yesterday on awakening, which is Buddhism Without Beliefs. So I'll read a short passage from here, and we will do some meditation today, and we do a little bit of sound healing. And I am going to stick to the half an hour. I'm going to read this bit about death, as today is often celebrated as Halloween, and I don't celebrate Halloween. I'm not really interested in celebrating it at all, actually. And as the years go by, I'm less and less inclined to get involved, which must be tricky for my son, because it's very much in our culture. It's kind of pushed onto them as kids to get involved. Oh, Nikki, missing Dover. Yes. Yes, John, it's very cold. Right, I must get back to this. Death. Like a dream, whatever I enjoy will become a memory. The past is not revisited. That's by Shantideva. Again, find a comfortable place to sit so that your back is upright, your body steady and balanced. Then close your eyes and watch your breath. Feel the air enter your nostrils. Expand your lungs and diaphragm. Pause, exhale, contracting diaphragm and lungs. Then feel warm air leaving the nostrils. Sustain this attention for 10 minutes, following each breath from beginning to end. You can watch this again and do that exercise. Reflect on your resolve. What has led me to this point? Why am I sitting here? Try not to get caught up in trains of associative thought that lead off into distraction. When the mind is calm and focused, consider this question. Since death alone is certain and the time of death uncertain, what should I do? Run this over in your mind, letting its important and challenge sink in. See if the question resonates in the body, triggers a non-verbal mood, a gut feeling. Give more attention to the bodily tone it evokes than to the thoughts and ideas it generates. If you feel such a tone, silently rest in it until it fades. While you find the question intellectually stimulating, it might otherwise leave you cold. Or it may provoke only a pale hint of its implications. The aim of this meditation is to awaken a felt sense of what it might mean to live a life that will stop. To deepen the question, the following reflections may help. Morning, Lisa. Since death alone is certain, think of the beginnings of life on this earth, single-celled organisms dividing and evolving, the gradual emergence of fish, amphibians and mammals, until the first human being appeared around 5 million years ago. Then the billions of men and women who preceded my own birth, a mere handful of years ago. Each of them was born, each of them died. They died because they were born. What distinguishes me from any other of them? Did not they feel about the uniqueness of their lives just as I feel about the uniqueness of mine? Yet birth entails death as surely as meeting entails parting. This miraculous organism, formed of an inconceivable number of independent parts from the tiniest cell to the hemispheres of the brain, has evolved to a degree of complexity capable of the consciousness needed to make sense of these words. Life depends on sustaining this delicate balance, on the functioning of vital organs, yet I feel it changing with each pulse of blood, slipping away with each breath. I witness my aging, the loss of my hair, pain in the joints, wrinkling of the skin. Life ebbs from moment to moment. It is as though I am in a boat that floats steadily downstream. I gaze over the stern, admiring the landscape that spreads out the vessel, behind the vessel. So absorbed am I in what I behold, that I forget that I am drifting inexorably towards a waterfall that drops for hundreds of feet. And the time of death uncertain. When I try to turn my head around to find how close the waterfall is, I cannot. I can see only what is unfolding before my eyes. I can see the death of others, but not my own. The time will come for me too, but I don't know when. Consider that while statistics assure us that we have a good chance to live to an average age, probability is not certainty. There can be no guarantees that I will live until next week, let alone for many years. Who do I know of my own age who has died? Was there anything about that person that made him a suitable candidate for a sudden or early death? How does he differ from me? I imagine myself in his shoes. Death does not happen only to others, nor when I want it to. This body is fragile, it is just flesh. Listen to the heartbeat. Life depends on the pumping of a muscle. Anything can happen. Each time I cross a road, set on a journey, descend a flight of stairs, my life is at risk. No matter how cautious I am, I cannot foresee the absent-mindedness of the man in an approaching car, the collapse of a bridge, the shift of a fault line, the course of a stray bullet, the destination of a virus. Life is accident-prone. What should I do? What am I here for? Am I living in such a way that I can die without regrets? How much of what I do is compromise? Do I keep postponing what I really want to do until conditions are more favourable? Asking such questions interrupts indulgence in the comforts of routine and shatters illusions about a cherished sense of self-importance. It forces me to seek again the impulse that moves me from the depths and to turn aside from the shallows of habitual patterns. It requires that I examine my attachments to physical health, financial independence, loving friends, for they are easily lost. I cannot ultimately rely on them. Is there anything that I can depend on? It might be that all I can trust is in the end is my integrity to keep asking such questions. Since death alone is certain and the time of death uncertain, what should I do? And then to act on them. A reflection like this does not tell you anything you do not already know, that death is certain and its time uncertain. The point is to consider these facts regularly and slowly, allowing them to percolate through you until a felt sense of their meaning and implication is awakened. Even when you do this reflection daily, sometimes you may feel nothing at all. The thoughts may strike you as repetitive, shallow and pointless, but at other times you may feel gripped by an urgent bodily awareness of imminent mortality. At such moments, try to let the thoughts fade and focus the entirety of your attention in this feeling. The meditation counters the deep psychosomatic feeling that there is something permanent at the core of ourself that is going to be around for a while yet. Intellectually, we may suspect such intuitions, but that is not how we feel most of the time. This feeling is not something that additional information or philosophy alone can affect. It needs to be challenged in its own terms. I've just read a part of a passage about death from Buddhism Without Beliefs by Stephen Batchelor. It's interesting, death is so certain, and we go on living as if death doesn't exist. It's almost like taboo to talk about it, to think about it. By the time I was in my early 30s, I'd lost a lot of friends, some to suicide, some to accidents, and I'd also lost some family members. So I was very aware of death and very aware of the feelings of loss and grieving, and I had grieved for my friends, and I suppose unlike a lot of people my age, I'd lost more than most people by that time, and so I'd constantly been confronted with the concept of death, the idea of death, the belief about death. And I had also seen in the majority of those cases that the people who were leaving their bodies or had left their bodies came to me in dreams, almost as if to say, look, here I am, I'm continuing, don't you mourn my death because I am free now. Sometimes the struggle of life is too challenging for people and they want to give up. It's so easy to give up. But life has a way of working out if we'll just give it patience, if we'll just give it space, if we'll just trust in the intelligence of life and all that is. I remember all those that I've lost, that have left their bodies, and actually I don't see it as a loss as such, just the physical form has gone, but now they wander through eternity in freedom. And sometimes I feel that, and I celebrate the time, the physical existence that I had with them. This is really important to remember, the time that they gave us, because life is relatively short in this body. And so it's good to make the most of the time that we have here in this body with others. So I celebrate the time that those people gave me because they died so young. Their time was more precious. And I was a part of their experience here, and for that I am grateful. And just 3 years ago now, just over 3 years ago now, my dad left his body. He had cancer, and he couldn't fight it, and he wasn't meant to fight it either. It was a huge learning for him. It created a deep opening in his heart to be grateful for everything, to cherish everyone and all experience. And so he spent some time, once he knew, reconnecting with people from the past, reconnecting and resolving things, and forgiving himself and others. So incredibly beautiful. Let's not wait for that moment. Let's do that now. Let's forgive everyone and forgive ourselves for anything and everything. Let's show love to those that we love. Let's not be afraid to speak our truth to ourselves and others. Let's not wait for anything. There is no future to wait for. Let's make the most of now. This is what's important. This moment is creating the rest of your lives, and you've chosen to be here right now. Part of you has chosen for you to hear this. Destiny may have led you here. Life may have led you here. All the moments in your life have led to this one. And from this moment, there is infinite possibilities and infinite creativity. And your intention is the most powerful thing you can create from your intention. What do you want to see? What do you want to experience? What do you want the message of your life to be? Let's take some moments now. I'm going to play my sound bowl and we'll have some meditation and quiet space. Get comfortable wherever you may be. Hopefully somewhere where you won't be disturbed. But if there's sounds around you, that really doesn't matter. You can meditate with the birds. Morning Max, morning Matthew, morning Owen, morning Hannah. I'm ending the session now, but I'm going to repost it, so if anybody's missed it, you can watch it from the beginning and catch up in your own time. Much love to you all. Have a blessed, blessed day. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me this morning. From my heart to yours.